It's your partner, man. Who? It's your partner, man. You know what I'm talking about? What's good with the people? How's y'all doing on this? Them and they Thursday. You know what I'm talking about, man? What's good? People like hee hee, ha ha. You know what I'm talking about? Ken in the pen, man. All my folks incarcerated, all my folks who ain't, man. Everybody on the bottom of that thing, everybody on the top of that thing. Keep that head up. Keep pushing. We gonna get through it to get to it. You know what I'm talking about? Did I say Ken in the pen? I don't know, but if I didn't, go get that stick up in stores now. You know what I'm talking about? You can go and get you one off 76 MacArthur. You know what I'm talking about? Giants Liquor. You can go get you one off 82nd Hillside Barbershop. They say somebody put them in their stores in the hundreds. Thank you, young man. Now, y'all know you can come to Baby Cuz because Baby Cuz got, you know what I'm talking about? Baby Cuz got him. You know what I'm talking about? Did you see him? But if all else fails, man, you can go and get you one off of Amazon. Make sure you get you a hardback in stores now. You know what I'm talking about? Funka died trying. You know what I'm talking about? Go get you one of them things. Make sure you get you a hardback. You know what I'm talking about? What's that? Swaying that finger, young man. You know what I'm talking about? Worldwide INC, man. Worldwide Incorporated. They say, what does that mean, baby? Because it means everybody. You know what I'm talking about? And Dugu, Fresh, Mike, Lil Roo. Not Lil Rude. You know what I'm talking about? Tata the player. That's who comes next, man. You know what I'm talking about? Same thing, man. Everybody on the bottom of that thing, everybody on the top of that thing, man. Keep that head up. Keep pushing. We gonna get to it to get to it. You know what I'm talking about, man? Now let's get through them disclaimers. Now, good brother like myself, I don't promote no drug users. Good brother like myself, I don't promote no drug sellers. You know what I'm talking about? Good brother like myself, I don't promote no alcohol consumption. You know what I'm talking about? Don't take a sip, and I mean not a sip of the sip. You know what I'm talking about? Now, I don't promote no crime. Don't promote no violence. No, you know what I'm talking about? Don't promote no domestic violence. You know what I'm talking about? Keep your hands off the people. People, you know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about? Don't, you know what I'm talking about? Promote, you know what I'm talking about? No, negativity. You know what I'm talking about? Me, you know what I'm talking about? They was talking to me, man. I don't promote shit. You know what I'm talking about? They was talking to me, man. I don't promote shit. You know what I'm talking about? Nah, shit. You know what I'm talking about? Nah. You know what I'm talking about? Me, all I promote is y'all go ahead and do what you're going to do with your time, young ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you find the right thing to do with it. We don't know how much we give people. But a good brother like myself, you know what I'm talking about? I ain't prejudiced, nah. Good brother like myself, you know what I'm talking about? I ain't got nothing against the sexually different, nah, you know what I'm talking about? Good brother like myself, you know what I'm talking about? I ain't got nothing against the little people, you know what I'm talking about? Me, and I ain't got no problems, and I ain't got nothing against nobody. You know what I'm talking about? They was talking to me, man, I just love me some everybody. As a matter of fact, I'm on a quest. You know what I'm talking about? Bring that peace. You know what I'm talking about? That joy. You know what I'm talking about? And that love. You know what I'm talking about? That love. You know what I'm talking about? Back to the YouTube community, man. You with me? Come on over here and fuck with your partner, man. Hey, check it out, man. Come fuck with a nigga one time. You know what I'm talking about, man? Man, what's good with the people? How's y'all doing on this? They and them and they Thursday. You know what I'm talking about? Shout out to everybody who got good hands but bad feet. When I catch you, I'm gonna beat your ass. I see. Fuck it. You know what I'm talking about? Mama always, and I mean always said, brush your whiskers when you on TV, boy. You know what I'm talking about? Now listen, man, this is gonna be a little short. They say, bro, you always say that, then get to talking for down near 30 minutes. Yeah, man, fuck it. You know what I'm talking about? Man, happy birthday. I was just on that brother Mikey live, man. You know what I'm talking about? Happy birthday to that brother, man. I hope they have a good day, man. Get everything he set out for. You know what I'm talking about, man? Uh, Now, them and they Thursday, man. Like I said, it's going to be a little short one. Now, y'all know since we've been living, right? Motherfucker come around and say, they said, he know what I'm talking about them. He know what I'm talking about. They gonna think. Have you ever just sit back and just wonder who the fuck them and they was? You know what I'm talking about? I don't know if anybody else did it right. But if you just can go back and pay attention to who them and they was, man, they be invisible people, man. Them and they don't be nobody. You know what I'm talking about? Most of the time. And when you get to counting up and you see who motherfuckers be talking about them and they is, man, them people don't even be, them people don't even mean nothing on a large scale or nothing. The people don't mean nothing, man. You get what I'm saying? And I'm saying all this, y'all, because you got to look out Because having that mentality, like I told you, man, I don't even be thinking I'm positive like that, man. I'm just everyday people. You know what I'm talking about, man? I just know how this shit go around the board, man. You feel me? Like I say, man, I'm one of the people that understand. Even when you trying to do good, you trying to be positive, you could be the most positive motherfucker in the world, or try to be. You know what I'm talking about? Try to do the most right thing. All you can really do is try to stay out of some shit, but like there's nothing you could do, or somebody else come up with some bullshit energy or something, they trying to force that shit upon you. It ain't nothing you could do sometimes but me ignorance. Who would ignorant? You know what I'm talking about? Now, there ain't no shit I'll promote. I don't promote no violence, but sometimes, man, you can't get out the way of that shit. You feel me? That's why it's just best to stay out of this situation. Because you could be the most loving person in the motherfucking world. You get what I'm saying? And the wrong shit happen, man. That shit turn you into a Michael Myers. There ain't no telling what could happen. You know what I'm talking about? It ain't. But on this Them and They Thursday, what you can't do is let that old invisible ass pressure like bust one of your pipes. You feel me? And feel pressure like if you don't do something or if you don't bust this move, Them and They gonna laugh at you. You know what I'm talking about? Because Them and they probably wouldn't do shit they motherfucking self. You get what I'm saying, man? You will probably do more shit than Them and They never did in their life. So you can't let that shit get to you, man. You just can't. Because the peer pressure of that shit, man, depending on what situation you in, man, it'll force your hand, or it'll make you feel like it forced your hand. So you just got to do some drastic shit. And most of the time, that drastic shit, that shit gonna have drastic complications. You know what I'm talking about, man? When that drastic shit just get to happening, man, it ain't no some drastic consequences coming behind that shit one way or the other. So you just got to be careful with that Them and They shit. Because motherfuckers will run they'll just run around all day talking about Them and They said this, and Them and They, if I don't do this, they gonna think, you know what I mean? And you can't think like that. You just got to think like, fuck Them and They. You just got to be confident and just certain in who the fuck you is. Fuck y'all, you know what I mean? Because it ain't nothing wrong. You could be ready to, I don't know, you could be masked up, gloves on, ready to blow a motherfucker face off, got him right there, and the motherfucker might have said something that gave you a look in your eye, and at that point, it made you feel mercy, and you didn't even carry out your mission. Man, ain't nothing wrong with that. You ain't no sucker or nothing, man. You know what I'm talking about? It's just you had more good than you had that evil, man. You ain't no punk, no sucker or nothing. You know what I mean? Hopefully that shit don't come back to get you. You know what I'm talking about? Like that, like they don't give you a pass like that. You know what I'm talking about? But if you was ever in one of them situations and something happened like that, man, ain't nothing wrong with that shit. You feel me? You ain't no sucker or scared or nothing, man. You just your good overrode your bad at that point. You know what I mean? But that Them and They shit, man, it'll pressure you to do some shit that Them and They ain't gonna even do. You know what I'm talking about? That should have just put you in an awkward position. And believe this, when you in an awkward and fucked up position, Them and They ain't gonna give a fuck about you. You know what I'm talking about? So always keep that in mind. That Them and They ain't coming to help you do shit. You know what I'm talking about? So don't I can't tell you what don't do, or well I say don't. You say, Brett, you sure be having some kind of language up here sometimes, don't you? But I'm just here to tell you with that Them and They shit, man. Cause you're gonna hear that shit, especially with the young, the young, you know, I'm talking about nephew, sis, old man, old lady. You know what I'm talking about with the younger audience, the youngsters. They that Them and They shit really gets to them. You know what I mean? They give a fuck what Them and They think about them. You know what I'm talking about, man? And you just can't. Because Them and They really don't give a fuck about you. That's what they think about you. Now you go on out there and try to oppress Them and They if you want to, you know what I mean? And when you get in that motherfucking situation, Them and They ain't gonna be nowhere around. Them and They gonna be talking about what's going on with you now, man. So don't get caught up in that Them and They shit on this Them and They Thursday. You know what I'm talking about? Because you will put a peer pressure on your motherfucking self. You know what I'm talking about? You'll put a peer pressure on your motherfucking self. And you just gonna be something else for Them and They to talk about. You know what I'm talking about? After you fuck you off. You get what I'm saying? And that shit, I'm gonna tell you, that shit, that risk always gonna outweigh the reward, man. It just is. That risk always gonna outweigh the reward. Cause you really ain't gonna get no reward, you know what I mean? You ain't gonna even feel good about nothing, you know what I mean? You just trying to please Them and They, you know what I mean? So don't, or try not to live your days like that, man. Cause a lot of that shit be invisible pressure. A lot of that shit be your subconscious. You know what I mean? Feeling like if you don't do nothing, they gonna think of that shit. Don't even matter, folks. You know what I mean? That shit don't even matter. It don't. Because in the long run, man, like it just don't like. I don't know, man. I don't even know what to say right there, man. I'm at a loss for words. But that shit don't matter, man. You get what I'm saying? Because life really is just about living, man. You know what I'm talking about? And the best way to live is not to put yourself in situations where you can die. You know what I'm talking about? So, life really about living, man, and trying to get the most about your motherfucking days. You get what I'm saying? But if you one of these people around here listening and them and they got a big party, them and they got a big part of your ear and shit, man, you gonna make some decisions that ain't best for you. You know what I'm talking about? You gonna do shit basically for the amusement of them and they. You get what I'm saying? You ain't gonna even be on one accord with you. You get what I'm saying? So you can't let that them and they shit get to you, because them and they gonna be talking. It's always gonna be them and they. You know what I'm talking about? That shit gonna be around forever. Them and they. You know what I mean? But you gotta man, you got to put you, you get what I'm saying, in the best position for yourself. And I ain't talking about, you know what I ain't talking about. I ain't talking about we get caught doing the same crime. Now I got to do what's best for me. And I ain't talking about nothing against the game and the original code, no shit like that. I'm just talking about keeping the game even. You get what I'm saying? But you gotta, you can't worry about them and they. Because when you fuck yourself off, them and they not gonna worry about you. They just not. So you gotta put yourself in the best position, man. You know what I mean? For you, it's like I say, man. Life is really about just getting the most about this motherfucker, because we don't know when our time gonna come. You know what I mean? So I would just advise you, if I was gonna say anything, you know what I mean. Just put yourself in the try to put yourself in the best situations and positions to live. You know what I'm talking about, and try to keep yourself out of the situations and positions to die. You know what I'm talking about, man. And with that one right there, if you don't remember nothing else, always remember it don't cost nothing just to show a little bit of that love.